Most common diseases in dogs. Dogs are our best friends, and that's why they deserve the best care. It's the same with all of us. When we see our dogs sick, we have a very bad time because sometimes we don't know what's happening to them. In order to help them, we need to know what types of diseases they may face throughout their lives, quickly detecting any symptoms of discomfort. There are dozens of diseases in dogs, but not all have the same incidence. Some are very frequent, and others are relatively rare. We will inform you about the most common diseases of our canine friends so you can be attentive and prevent any complications. The most common symptoms and diseases are Otitis. Canine otitis is one of the most common diseases in dogs. It's the inflammation of the external auditory canal, caused by various reasons, such as allergies, bacteria, introduction of a foreign body, or because our dog scratches excessively. The symptoms are frequent shaking of the head, scratching of the ears, earwax discharge, red ear, and a strong odor in the ear. This infection can even lead to the loss of hearing. When a dog leaves aside what he is doing, stops and shakes his head or scratches his ears insistently, it is a sign that he is feeling a strong pain in his ears or a lot of itching. In these cases, it is advisable to take to the veterinarian and determine the causes in order to provide your dog with an adequate treatment. Parasites. These annoying creatures can use our dogs as a means of life, putting their health and well-being at risk. In dogs, the most frequent are various types of worms, which live in their internal organs. Normally they reside in the intestine, but they can also reach the lungs and even the heart. These parasites are spread in different ways: licking and sniffing the ground, through mosquito bites, during pregnancy through the placenta or lactation, and eating another living being carrying the parasite like a flea. We must be vigilant if we notice that our dog has a loss of appetite, weight loss, soft stools, vomiting, or if we find a lot of hair that has fallen. If some of these symptoms are detected, it is necessary to quickly take him to the veterinarian. A quick diagnosis will prevent the parasite from causing irreparable damage to the animal's organism, difficult to cure, and even deadly. The treatment consists of administering anti-parasitic drugs, always under the supervision of a veterinarian. And the best prevention is to deworm the dog every 3 months, keeping it protected throughout the year. Allergies. Allergies, just like in us human beings, occur because the dog's organism reacts to certain substances that are found in the environment. This can arise from an alteration of the dog's immune system. What can your dog be allergic to? A lot of things, from allergy to fleas, mites, dust, pollen, to certain chemicals present at home, or even to some brands of dog food or some types of food. The most frequent symptom of allergy in dogs is the intense itching of their skin, which is why we observe that our dog scratches with desperation. He can also lick his paws or even bite them, or scratch his face or his ears against some objects or furniture to try to relieve itching. Due to scratching, areas without hair, pimples, and redness of the skin may appear. Distemper. Distemper is another common disease, and the one that worries us the most. This disease is caused by a virus that is spread through the fluids of infected animals. It affects the respiratory tract, the digestive system, and the nervous system. It is very contagious, and in unvaccinated puppies, it even can be lethal. That is why it is very important that you observe your dog and notice if he is down, has a fever, has a runny nose and eyes, does not want to drink or eat water, and if you can see skin rashes, cough, sneezing, or shortness of breath, in addition to the pads on their legs being hard, dry, and cracked. You should go immediately to your veterinarian if you find 2 or 3 of these symptoms in your dog. In severe cases of distemper, dogs may have seizures, tics, and even paralysis. It is very difficult to cure distemper. That is why, in this disease, prevention is more important than cure treatment. You have to vaccinate your dog friend when he is between 6 and 8 weeks old. In addition to taking care of it and not exposing them to other dogs without first giving the vaccine. Scabies. This disease is usually caused by different external microscopic parasites that live on or inside the skin. The parasite that produces the scabies is similar to that of a small spider that perforates the cavities of the skin, biting and infecting it. This parasite lives in the dog's skin, and it benefits from its tiny size to go unnoticed. In dogs, there are different types of scabies, and their names refer to the type of parasite that produces it. When we observe in our pets reddening of the skin and parts of its body without hair, bad smell shortly after bathing, scars on the skin, repeated body shaking, and rampant itching, we could be facing this disease. Canine leishmaniasis. This disease is known as the silent disease because it is infected by a mosquito. The most common symptoms usually appear of two types: the one that affects the skin and the one that is visceral. If it is cutaneous, bald spots will appear on the skin ulcers, excessive nail growth, or nodule formation. In the case that affects the viscera, it may occur that your dog loses weight suddenly, is despondent, has swollen belly, suffer from diarrhea, and even nosebleeds. This disease is very difficult to cure completely, and there is no vaccine either. So it can only be prevented by applying anti-parasitic products, preventing your dog from sleeping outside, and checking him regularly. Canine parvovirus. Canine parvovirus is a very common and frequent disease in dogs. Canine parvovirus is an infection caused by a virus that damages the digestive tract of dogs. Can also affect the circulatory system, decreasing the level of red blood cells in the blood and causing the heart of the dog not to function properly. This virus can be transmitted by direct contact with other infected dogs, through the feces of sick dogs, and by contact with places that are contaminated by the virus. To prevent the disease, there are vaccines that are administered in the first months of life and even the first days. However, some vaccinated dogs get sick. If the condition is not treated in time, it can cause death in a few days. Among the symptoms of parvovirus include vomiting, diarrhea, bloody stools, lack of appetite, dehydration, fatigue, sadness, and depression. If your dog meets one or more of these symptoms, and above all, if their habits have changed lately, even if you do not know exactly what disease is, you must take it to the veterinarian for a checkup. Prevention is the best way to prevent your dog from suffering from any disease. Investigate what the ideal vaccination schedule for dogs is like and strictly follow it to prevent any health problems. We'll be waiting for you on our channel. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can enjoy all the new stuff.